was at a friend's place last week for dinner, and there was conversation about a young girl whose friend had been gruesomely murdered in the wee hours of New Year's Day. And her dad was describing how distraught she was, how she was wailing like a baby when she got to know of her friend's unfortunate murder. Then he quickly narrated how between wailing like a baby, she switched to completely being aggressive and enraged and was ready, if ever given an opportunity, to kill the boy who had unfortunately murdered her friend. The whole group piped up and spoke about the fact that what are the teens of today going through? Why are they so mentally frail and fragile? I was a bit surprised at their retort, at their description. The group believed that this girl, who wailed in one moment like a baby for the loss of a friend and very quickly turned to rage to be able to do something to the boy who had possibly murdered her friend, was a sign of mental fragility. I stepped in. I usually don't talk about my work with my friends, but I thought it was time to intervene. And I asked the group a question. What is your definition of mental health? There was kind of silence. And they said, well, your ability to, not overreact, your ability to manage things. I smiled because I do believe in the recent past, especially during this last year with the pandemic, mental health has been misconstrued and misunderstood. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state where a person is able to be productive, is able to cope with the natural challenges of life, and is able to contribute effectively to society and community at large. As we discussed further, it became evident to me that many people have a very poor understanding of mental wellness, and we are so afraid to feel. Today, what would you expect a young girl who's lost her best friend to feel? Stoic, unemotional, unreactive, and be completely in control of herself? In fact, I think that's exactly what's happening to the youth of today. The minute they feel butterflies in their stomach, they feel a tad discomforted or not at ease, they run to Google and Google anxiety. Anxiety has many descriptions when you Google it, and then you actually begin to fit the symptoms that described on Google with yourself. But please, let's get it clear. Mental health is nothing but an ability to be human. Mental health is nothing but an ability to react in proportion to the circumstances that face us. Today, when I record my sessions, I do get some butterflies in my stomach as I speak in front of a camera. That is not mental illness. When this girl wailed like a baby in the knowledge of the fact that her friend had been brutally murdered, that is not mental illness. Mental wellness is appropriate response to the circumstances that befall us. And I think it's very important for us to give ourselves the chance to be human, to feel, to emote, to react, to express. We are not here in the goal of developing mental health to be robots, to be objects, to be unthinking, unfeeling creatures. And I think it's extremely important that people who advocate mental health do not scare people to emote and to express and to feel, because the new trends nowadays is to constantly feel positive. Every mental health expert is talking about how one should be in control and one should be in charge. It's okay sometimes to be hopeless, to be helpless. The operative term I think that we have to look out for is that, is it sustained over a long duration of time? Is the frequency so often that we are not able to get ahead of the lives that we want to live? And is the intensity so debilitating that it makes us actually paralyzed? If your answers to all the emotions you feel is no, it doesn't happen ever so often, it is not sustained over a period of time, and the intensity is definitely not debilitating, good news, you are just simply a person who's giving yourself the permission to be human. When you notice your emotions and you realize that they're not debilitating, they don't take place for hours on end or days or weeks, and that you're able to recover from them when the situation changes, be assured you're in a very good mentally healthy space. So let's not be afraid of our feelings. Let's see them for what they are and give them their place that they deserve. Let's not be overreactive to every emotion that we experience, believing that we are somehow mentally ill.